All right, guys, welcome to today's episode. This is Hot Takes with Grace. My name is Grace, obviously, and these are my hot takes about anything going on society or culturally or whatever the hell I want to talk about. And honestly, there is a shit ton going on right now. So let's get into it. Before we start, actually, I want to ask everybody to like, share, comment, subscribe. Drop any comments of any hot takes you would like for me to tackle or any topics that you have. It's really important to help boost me in the algorithm. I have a feeling a lot of the topics I'm going to be covering and having my takes on are not going to be in favor of the algorithm and the uber wealthy people behind the algorithm. So I need all of your help to boost my shit. So thank you in advance. All right. Okay. So my hot take for the day is a very, very relevant one right now. It is that climate change deniers are mass murderers, aka the Republican Party. And I am so fucking sick of the Republican Party marching around saying, we're pro-life. We're the pro-life party. Nah, you're not. Because if you deny climate change and what is happening to our planet, you are actually propping up mass murder, like the extinction of every living species on the planet, not even just humans, every living species on the planet. Okay, and those little unborn babies that you try to virtue signal you care about to try to control women's bodies, you don't care about them because even those will be dead in climate change. We've already had 5 mass extinctions, guys, on this planet, and scientists have already stated that we are developing carbon at a faster rate than ever before, and even including all of the mass extinctions we've had. Okay, so if you guys are denying climate change and you're part of the problem, you have blood on your hands. I mean, just look at all of the devastating natural disasters. I mean, LA is on literal fire right now, and it is in the middle of the freaking winter. And we have a fire just raging through California right now. But honestly, you don't have to take my opinion. I'm not an expert. I'm not a scientist. So I've pulled some videos for us to watch about what's happening with climate change. Okay. All right. So this one's from PBS. I thought it was really interesting. Let's go.
By 2100 for global sea levels rise 2 meters. And what would that look like along the United States? Well, that 2 meters would actually look like 2.2 meters. So that would really be like 7 feet, 8 feet. Now that's a very low likelihood. But what if these glaciers really start becoming unhinged? These ice sheets really start to melt.
2.2 meters of rise along the East Coast would be devastating. In Florida, popular cities like Miami and Cape Coral would be flooded. Cities along the East Coast would be completely changed, from Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, and all the way to Philadelphia, New York, and Boston. As we model out to 2150, there are even more uncertainties.
If some of these known unknowns start kicking in at higher temperatures, 4 to 5 degrees C, the numbers just become a bit scary, right? We're talking about upwards of 4 meters of sea level rise, 12, 13 feet. Very unlikely, but we can't take it off the table.
Okay. Now, I know they're saying very unlikely, but now let me forward to this video where we have our current new sitting president on day 1 getting us out of the Paris Climate Treaty, which basically means it was a commitment with all of the other European countries to reduce our carbon emissions, reduce the use of fossil fuel. And Trump could not wait to get out of that. So let's watch this. Let's see if it's really that unlikely now.
The next item here is the withdrawal from the Paris Climate Treaty. Yes, sir.
They don't even know what they're cheering for.
We're going to save over $1 trillion by withdrawing from that treaty. Is a directive.
God, that's sickening. That is just freaking sickening. To watch, save over $1 trillion to destroy all life on Earth and just put it in our pockets for the time being. Guys, it's sickening. So, with the new Trump administration coming in, it's no secret we're gonna be. He's already talked about he wants to ramp up the production of fossil fuels, which ramps up the level of carbon emissions we are creating on this planet. Ramps up the melting of the polar ice caps, increases the sea level, causes more natural disasters. So let me show you. I have another video of I believe it's a senator. Pull him up. Senator Peter Welch talking about what is actually going on right now.
We've had 27 multi-billion-dollar events. They all are related to extreme weather. In Vermont, the hottest year we had on record was last year. The hottest year before that was 2023. We had floods both times. And of course, what you're seeing in California, what you saw in North Carolina, it's all related to extreme weather. So no matter how much we prepare the fire department or the first responders who do great jobs, if we don't change the trajectory of climate change, we're going to just be fighting an uphill battle with more and more suffering.
Now, you just touched upon it. The severity of both the Vermont floods and the LA fires are largely being attributed to climate change. President-elect Trump is a known climate change denier, calling it a hoax, calling for rollbacks on green initiatives. Can a bipartisan coalition be built to push back on that? After all, it's not just blue states that are facing these threats.
Well, in fact, we have to, because it's...
Okay. In fact, we're not going to. That would be a great idea, but we're not. It's very clear the stance that Trump and the Republican Party have made and his constituents. It's disgusting because he's so right. It's not just a partisan issue. We're going to see mass devastation continue to ramp up in red states, blue states, all around the country. It is not discriminatory. Meanwhile, Trump and his goons are just lining their pockets. Oh, we're going to save trillions and just give ourselves a pay increase. Just funnel that money into our pockets. It's disgusting. It's utterly disgusting. And you don't get to say that you're pro-life anymore. I mean, Trump has already talked about finding a way to undo the executive order that Biden had pushed through before he left office, which was protecting 625, if I'm correct, 625 million acres from offshore drilling. And Trump's already, drill, baby, drill, And so my point of this video is that we need to start calling it as it is. I think the left and Democrats, we've been too weak on this subject, and we need to call the Republicans out for what they are. They are anti-life, okay? They are in favor of mass murder. Anytime there is a natural disaster, the blood needs to be, it's on their hands, and we need to call it as it is. We need to scream it, because you know what? It's only a matter of time. It's not even just before, the mass extinction comes, which I know just sounds like serious conspiracy theory, but it's not. This is real shit, people. Before that, what's going to happen is famine. There's going to be water shortages, food shortages. It's not a joke when these extreme weather conditions happen. I mean, look what happened in the Dust Bowl in the 1930s. Extreme winds and dust caused so many people to leave the flyover states, and because there was no crops that were growing, they were dying. It was insane, and we're getting very close to conditions like that if we don't act now. So left like Democrats, progressives, we need to be strong on this issue, and we need to take their approach. Republicans have no problem calling us, anti-life and baby killers because we believe in abortion before the 3 months. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? They take the most extreme hot takes. We need to start bringing our hot takes into the into the argument and call it as I see it. If you deny climate change, you are in support of mass murder of the entire species. So we need to have zero chill in this. And although, the people in charge right now, the shitty people in charge right now are making horrible decisions for us when it comes to fossil fuels and drilling, we have to fight it. We have to keep talking about it. We have to keep yelling about it. We have to keep protesting about it. What we can do individually as well. We're not powerless. We're not hopeless. We need to be advocates for this. We need to be more conscious of our own usage of electricity and fossil fuel. I mean, if you can get an electric vehicle, I'm really considering changing in my car for an electric vehicle. Every time I get in my vehicle, I'm like, I am part of the problem. So if you can and you have that privilege, please do. I know we're not all privileged like that. A lot of us cannot afford to buy a new car or trade our car in right now. Make sure you're bicycling, walking, driving less as much as possible, reducing your carbon footprint. Compost. Make sure you're composting. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but if every single household composted, which I need to make a whole video about this. My daughter actually recently told me about this. Very proud mommy moment. But if every single house composted, which federally, guys, it's not even a law. Only, I think, 7 or 9 states actually even give compost bins to their residents of the state. Anyways, if every one of us did that, it would take 7.9 billion cars off the road. Essentially, the same amount of carbon emissions that 7.9 billion cars produce in a year. These little things matter. Okay, so reduce your carbon footprint as much as you can. Call out the cronies, the Republican freaking mass murderers, anti-lifers that they are, and try to educate as many people as you can. I think half of the people just don't even understand what climate change is. They hear about it and they're like, climate change, whatever. I can't stop it. And we can. We are the ones who are causing it. We absolutely can stop it. So that is my take for today. That is my episode. Like I said, please do not forget to share, subscribe, comment, all of that. Boost me up, help boost each other up, because there is so much garbage, trash media going on right now. We need to get the real hot takes, the real progressive values and things out there. So thank you guys.